signing off from Guarda de Pereira. It's been great here, and hoping that I'll come back again sometime in the future. Very lovely people, and yeah, it's sad, but that's life. Yes, you gotta move on. Moo. Just saying a friendly hi to my friends over there. Moo. Some of them look so curious. They're like wondering, what is this guy doing here? I've just left the town called Alter de Chao, and I'm heading towards this little town called Crato, and hopefully I could find a spot there to camp. It's been a struggle in the last 2 days since I've left Pavia to find a campsite, because there isn't really anything. There's supposed to be a campsite near a Vish. So when I dropped by yesterday, the security guard told me that it has been closed for about 3 months now. I'm not sure why, maybe because of the season, but he also told me that there's a new owner. So I'm not sure what the connection there. I went to a church near Vila. Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty nice. It's quiet, close to nature, and next to me is a church with lots of lights. No one really bothered me. Tonight is the new hunt for a spot, but I'm not too worried as long as I arrive, you know, when it gets darker. It's probably around 6 p.m. People are gonna go to their houses. And especially with this weather, I'm sure people are in their houses, so should be okay. I mean, not that they're gonna mind anyway. I mean, even if there's people around, I'm still not worried. I mean, people are pretty understandable. In Portugal, it is completely legal to camp. I mean, don't quote me on this. I've just read it online, but I'm gonna caveat that too, because it's only legal as long as, one, you're not stepping up someone's property, and if you do, you should ask for permission, and two, shouldn't do this on national reserve places. If you decide to wander around there with your tent, just keep that in mind. Good. It has been a pretty wet day today, so I kind of struggled to find a spot to sort of take cover. Luckily enough, I found a place to eat pizza in Alter de Chao. Very nice couple who run the business. I like them, I like the food. They let me sit down with them for about 2 hours just to sort of kill time while we're waiting for the rain to come down a little bit, which never did. And I had to make a decision to make a move to gain a bit of distance. Stillness, quietness, all of it, beauty. What else can you ask? Even if it's raining, the beauty is just immaculate. Anyway, just checking in for a bit, and yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Oh, one last thing. That post with the blue markers, one's with the arrow sign and one with the shell. For those of you who aren't yet familiar, the shell symbol really is about the Camino de Santiago route. So if you see any of those, that's where you're supposed to be walking to, onto that direction. As you can see, it's very gravelly, lots of muds. It's perfect for hiking, but for bicycle like mine, yeah, I'd rather skip that. Anyway, ciao guys, speak soon. bit of tour in this magnificent castle, super big, and from what I've heard so far, I've learned this castle was made back in the 1500s. So yeah, it's free to go around. Let's go up here. I think this is where they keep the very old art pieces of Mary Magdalene. This is Virgin and the Child. It was done in Coimbra. As you can see here, that was back in 1475 to 1500. That probably cost a lot of money if you knock one of these out. The temperature is very well kept here because these artifacts are so old that they need to do that to maintain their longevity. Morning guys, I just wanted to show you very quickly how beautiful the outside of my tent is today. This is one of the reasons why I like camping out so much. It's just simple things like this. It's just pure beauty of the nature. But without further ado, today is quite nice and bright, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different today, which is to show you my camping setup. As you may have known, you know, I'm traveling using my Brompton bicycle. It's a very light bicycle. As part of the setup, everything that I carried with me has to be very light too, in order to accommodate the capacity of this bike. In this video, I'm gonna talk you through about everything. Let's start with the tarp. It's a sheet that you put underneath the tent, and it is quite important because this absorbs the moist from the ground, you know, so it kind of protects everything inside your tent getting soaked. Second one that I want to show you is where I sleep on. I have this yoga mat here, and then I have my sleeping sheet, or how do you call these things? Sleeping bag sheet. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's there. And then once you put that on your body, you then have your sleeping bag. Let's start with the yoga mat. I mean, there's not much to talk about the yoga mat. It's a yoga mat, and the reason why I brought it with me is because it has multi-uses. You know, not only I can do exercise with it, I can also, you know, sleep very comfortably with it. It's not as comfortable, obviously, as a mattress that you have when you're home, but for camping standards, this is pretty good. As you can see here, the layer is quite thick, you know, it's very soft. Yeah, so it kind of absorbs some of the unevenness in the ground. It's a little bit heavier than what I normally bring with me, you know, those blow-up sleeping mat. But this one, I've chosen it carefully because of those reasons that I told you about. So I have my pillow. As you can see here, it's made by Trichology. This is very light. It weighs about 500 grams if I remember that correctly. So yeah, it's quite comfy. I don't blow it to the fullest so that you can move your head from one side to another, you know, without hurting your neck so much. As I mentioned earlier, you have this sleeping sheet, or you know, it's kind of equivalent to like a cover to, yeah, it's essentially a cover to your body, you know, you put yourself in it. What I like about it though is that it absorbs some of your perspiration during the night. You can do without it, but the problem is the perspiration would go to your sleeping bag instead. The down feather kind of determines what kind of range you'll have yourself protected. If you're getting too warm on your feet, you can also open it up from this point close to where your foot sits. If you're curious about who made it, it's made by Marmots. In terms of the tent itself, the model is called the Platinum. I can't remember the exact brand. I'll put it up on the screen. And the reason why I bought it is because I also had an old big Agnes called Copper UL for one person. Although it serves me well for many years, that tent. For this particular trip, I didn't feel like the one person tent would be sufficient enough. So as you can see here, you know, I'm just sitting quite comfortably here, and I'm not quite touching the roof of the tent here. There's a lot of room in terms of height. My head's just about here, and my foot would be around here. It has two doors. So one here, it leads to the right side of the path here. There's another one here on the left side, which goes to the left hand side of the path. So yeah, so this is again one of the big advantages over my old tents, because my old tent only had one door. Depending on where I set up my camp, there are times where my bicycle and my trailer, I would tend to put them inside the second covering of my tent. And the reason why I did that is just to add a bit of protection from the rain. So the tent's been very good. The system is still the same as what they had before, which I really like. Those pole systems, they're very light. Overall the tent is around, I think it was around 700 grams, which is very light. For me personally, this has been very good, and I like it so far. It's just a couple of minor things to point out too. On this tent you have different pockets. Here I put up my electronics, I would put my phone and battery storage in there. On the other side, this is where I put my toothbrush and toothpaste, toiletries essentially. Today I didn't put them out, but that's where they normally go. Here I would place anything easily accessible here, you know, like the lights at night, for example. I would put my bonnet in there, my scarf in here, for example, something I could easily reach when I'm sleeping. That's it really. I hope you guys find it useful. I'm gonna say goodbye here from now, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions, comments. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you don't like the video, thumbs down. Simple as that. Alright, ciao.